Get to where the corn mill is, that road, like you are going to Agba Park, there are some containers there. The first one when you are coming, that was where I used to sleep. So the woman there, I mean those women there, they know me, and I stayed there for a long time. Now remember, when I got to this place, I began to realize some few things. One, I saw different standard of life. But where I was coming from is Wenchi. There was nothing really like different standard of life. There was scaffold and there were yenina. So scaffold no and yenina, because scaffold here few of them, you know. But when I got here, I saw a lot of houses. I saw a lot of different standards of lifestyle. I saw different things, different cars. I saw different houses. I saw different kinds of people going to work. And I was asking myself, from that kiosk, I was asking myself that if I actually approach a lot of people, unfortunately, some of them, I can tell you that right now, they are still not doing anything. Some of the people that I approach and I ask questions like, how long have you been in Accra? And so, I was born here. How long have you been here? Oh, 7 years. And some of them, at that time, they've rented. Some of them, at that time, they were staying with a friend. And then I'm like, I don't even have anybody to go and stay with. I began to think. Are you with me? I began to think. Your first gift is your brain. If you want to grow old as a poor person or die as a poor person, it is your choice. I said what? It is your choice. I shared with this young guy, I told him that we coming to Abuba here, we will not be here for a long time. And I told him that where our land is, it's not in Abuba. It's not in Abuba. It's not even someone might say we are at Ashoman. But your pure lie. So we are moving away. But years ago, God spoke to me that we have to come here. And the ministry was started 2012 to 13. Yeah, 2012. How many years now? And the ministry didn't start from this town. But God spoke to me many, many years ago that I have a task, we have a role to play in this community. So it is more important why I had to come and stay here and go through all the struggles that I went through. Then God moved us to Abokobi, then that was where the church started. For 12 years, 11 years plus, I can tell you, I've seen life. I've seen things happen. And I've seen how when you put your mind to something, you put your mind to something. Now, I always want to give this disclaimer. Most people feel like, okay, we are so it's normal. No, it's not that. I just stopped teaching few weeks ago. Few weeks, not years. Weeks ago. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is in your hands. You don't want to be a liability. You want to be an asset. Born to, a hardworking man, a beautiful woman, hardworking as well. Two siblings. Two siblings. I had only one brother. My elder brother. He put work. He was hardworking. He had a talent, gift. But as I'm talking to you, unfortunately, he is a junkie. Now, the days when we used to drink, smoke, I was part of it. Listen, at this time, you see, most of you, when you're coming to church, people think that you are wasting your time. But this is the time you make the right choices. Some of you have already made a bad choice, and this is the time you fix it. It's a place like this that you fix. It's like the potter's house. This is where you fix stuff like that. You make the right choices that will determine how things are going to be in the next 10 years, in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. I got here 2009. And I can tell you, by 2018, I was having my wedding. Now, pay attention. That wasn't a small joke. From 2009, with nothing. I came here with nothing. The only thing I had was my senior high school results, which was actually F like 3 Fs. So as a matter of fact, I just came because my family sister was like, Waba, she came to visit us in the village. I was like, she's coming to Accra. And I was like, I'll come. And I followed her. My plan, because at that place I was bad. So my plan was to come and get sugar mommy. I've said it several times. That was my plan, you know. My plan was come and do more bad stuff, you know, do other stuff. When I got here, I saw something different. I saw reality. I saw life. And the person that I came on his name or on his ticket, when I came, on right? 2 kids, not married, and they were staying together. They were renting some room at Ekomok. I passed the night there that morning and they moved me to my own kiosk. And I tell you, it was terrible. I can't express it. It was terrible. Because where I was coming from, Wenchi, I had a place to stay. I had a place, I had a room, beautiful room. I was comfortable. I mean, I was like, yeah, I had everything. And I'm coming to Accra here because Accra is Accra. What I see in the movies, I was expecting that. I was expecting big town, you know, big office. And I got there and I was taken straight the following morning to a kiosk. And the kiosk was actually in the middle of town. How do I come out? They left me there. I had only a mat. No, a bench. Yeah, a bench. It was a bench. I had only a bench there. And I was grateful, but I wanted to go back. I've not said this part to anybody. I wanted to go back. The first week, I wanted to go back. I called my family sister and I told her that, how can I stay here? And I see if that was not enough. After 1 week, 2 weeks, I had a phone call from the boyfriend that their rent is due at Ekomok and they are coming to join me. They had 2 kids. And they came. When they came, Mr. Vincent, I've been searching for him, but I don't know where he is now. Mr. Vincent took the bench and then they came with a mat. So this, my family sister, and then the 2 kids. So my sister and the 2 kids, they have to use the mats, rubber kete, and then I was to sleep around. I was practically sleeping on the wood because, and I began to do a whole lot of stuff. I wanted to get a sugar mommy. I told a close friend of mine, which I've stopped mentioning his name. I used to mention his name. I've stopped because of how sensitive the whole thing is. So, who was my close friend at that time? After Mohabe 2 months, I made a friend, and then he was good because of trumpet. He got to know me, and I told him that, manya we me sugar mommy. He told me point blank that it was a wrong idea. I should stop thinking like that. I can't live like this. How? My only ticket to make it is to get sugar mommy because I used to see in the movies how, and I thought I was fresh. I don't know. I thought. That's what I thought. But right now when I look at pictures of that time, I'm like, which kind of sugar mommy was going to? I thought I was a fresh guy. Honestly, I thought I was a fresh guy. But, and I got one. They used to do this sugar daddy, sugar mommy thing on radio. I had this immense phone, which I cursed somebody because of this immense phone. I'll get there. And then I was listening to radio and then writing numbers. And it's like, I don't know whether they've stopped that program. I think they've stopped it. must sugar mommy's numbers. So I called, and then I gave my location, then everything. He came, also Obesham was out of pharmacy way after Cemetery Junction, down. There was a pharmacy there, opposite where they have the clinic now. There was a pharmacy there. So so I called this my friend to go with me. And I got there, and I hid behind somewhere, and I saw the car, and I saw a woman come out of the car, and I saw the first thing that came to my mind was Nigerian movies. That was the only thing I could think of. And my friend was like, Kwe. Already, as I saw the woman, I saw the one that opened the door, I knew that 𝐿𝐼𝐧𝐬𝐿. I've heard stuff in Accra, like more village in Martin said, me. So once that one was off the table, reality hit me again. SHS result is not good. I completed senior high school 2007. I left 𝐿𝐼𝐧𝐬 2009. And then think about it. How am I going to school? I mean, even if I will eat, my sister's man has to bring something. Nothing. So I stayed, I was with them, and then finally he said I should go to the farm with him. My father hated farming. His children disliked farming. I never tried, even in school, no, weed, never. My father tried to do gardening around our house. I mean, a place where, so we were not, farming is not part of my family. I had to go to farm. And it was Onyase, whatever they call it. That was my first time. But understand how to make a decision to stay or to go back. And I made a decision not to go back. Because I knew my elder brother came here and went back. And he came here and had everything on silver platter, but he still messed everything up and went back. I said, I won't go back. And I'm the last born. I said, I won't go back. So I said, no problem, I'll follow you. I didn't know what I was deciding to go. I followed him at it was around 4:30 a.m. Not 6, 4:30 a.m. That was when I had to follow Mr. Vincent 𝐻𝐵𝐸𝐻𝐵. I had to follow him to the farm. He was an okra farmer. I got to the farm, and then, what am I supposed to do? I said, yeah, harvest it. I will never forget it. Those days were like hell. And I'm like, what do I do? I can just call my father with my Siemens phone, and at least I know they can send me some coins to come back. Me phone we say no ma so. Me say no. Maybe I'll get a better sugar mommy. Maybe. I mean, that was the only option I had. Maybe I'll get something, And that wasn't happening because all the ones that they were all looking like 𝐶𝐾𝐻 for 𝐻𝐵𝐸𝐻, and I can't try it. My only option was to follow. I went to the farm with him. Now, about 5:30 thereabout, then he will leave me there, and then he will go because he was also a pupil teacher. So he leave me there and go to the house, the kiosk, bath, and then go to school. And I will have to be the one to be in the okra farm. It's not like okra farm like dry ground. Ateche. I remember it like yesterday. I feel it when I'm talking about it. Now and I'm like, I mean, but at the village when we were not struggling. I mean, we were okay. But what is this? My bank crying. Crying. My best room. Now I'm working in Namena, and the long and short of the whole thing is one day I told him that on the headmaster and because I knew my SHS result wasn't good. Can I also teach? For him to tell the headmaster, say James, who was the headmaster at the school at that time. Your friend is James Avadi. He's still alive by the grace of God. I mentioned some of the names. So you want to verify, you can find out. So I told Mr. Vincent 𝐻𝐵𝐸𝐻 that I want to teach. So he should tell the school headmaster. Do you think he was going to tell him? I was very important asset for his okra business. And I couldn't complain because I get akple and okra stew. And I didn't know how to eat akple. I learned it. Some of you, and that is why if you don't listen to stuff like this, I'm sorry. Yeah, we can pray, break, lose. If you don't pay attention to stuff I'm telling you and pick something from it, poverty is waiting for you. Especially those of you that were born here. You are not willing to sacrifice stuff. You are not willing to sacrifice convenience for something. I had a choice to call back home. And my dad and my mom would have gladly sent me some money to come back. Mr. Vincent wasn't going to tell the headmaster that. I kept saying it. Months came. I kept begging him. Oh, talk to him. Also, I can't. No, I can't. Until one day I got angry. And then maybe when I got angry, it helped. He went to me. And the headmaster was like, he want to see me. So I should write application. And that was it. The day that Mr. Vincent called me, I was still in the okra farm. And I'm saying it with his name because he's still alive by the grace of God. When he called me that, headmaster and say, what's the info? After I sent my application through him, was headmaster say, oh, what family? Now I start tomorrow. I'm telling you, I knelt down in that okra farm. Maybe what I'm telling you might not mean something so much, but I'm telling you, it meant everything. I knelt down, and I was thanking God. Finally, I'm going to be out of this. Then I started teaching in Divine Victory School. Most of you, some of you, yeah, that's why I met you. My first class was class 2. So probably after 1 year, you were in class 3. So I started teaching this guy in class 3, Divine Victory School. That was my first class, class 2. Look at him now, he's a big guy. I started teaching, Brofono wasn't picking. There are most of you come and meet me, I tell you that, go and do some teaching. You are not confident because you are afraid of the English. We SHS, not Brofo. I was like that. I completed senior high school. I completed, now maintain where, when she Methodist in high school. It's a good school. But I'm telling you, ni enka Brofo school. I mean, Gina, I mean, it was so difficult. If I'm saying it this way, you might not understand. It was so difficult. I mean, I'll pick the textbook and I'm trying to memorize it. I'm reading the thing, and I'm the blackboard. The chalk is in my, and it was tough. It was tough than how I'm saying it. And then each day began to pass. Na mi gwa nkura eka krame di atete akra mi gwa mo sana hey san na ma fa me phone sa Siemens Google no it is say na we use Nokia we no bia they call Google. Have you seen Opera Mini on those kind of phones? That type of phone ukwa ebe load ya sa no ko say on say no ko say san na I say load vrade na ma type English bit me type a whole sentence before I make a statement to the children. You don't understand. I'm not trying to take some things out. I want to share with you. Before I make a statement like, why didn't you come to school? I have to tell because I wasn't sure, but I didn't came. I have to type it. The whole sentence, I will type it and I will search. And then Google will give me different options and it will give me the correct one. ChatGPT wasn't alive at that time. And I continued this way. And I had a book that I will be writing the correct ones I'll be using it. Why didn't you do? So I learned that one very early. Why didn't go to the present? Why didn't you come yesterday? The father yesterday, people will say, why didn't you came yesterday? And that was what I started with. There was one incident that happened in front of many teacher Baku. Not even the headmaster, say James, he was around. There was this student that I actually wanted me to do classes for them. And I'm going to do introduction. I went to the house, Madame Nto's children. Favor, do you know Madame Nto? Oh, Madame Nto, she used to live around Fedif. She had 2 daughters. Favor, you don't. She had two daughters. As in the two mood guard on the mouse or Opuno to Kakra. She is still a teacher at how you know her mother? Thank you. She teaches at North Legon. Oh, if you don't know Madame Nto, English teacher. Nemamienu. I didn't know she was an English teacher. So I went there. And I'm telling you, I lost the chance to teach them. I'm telling you, I said something, and the child had to correct me. And I wasn't even talking to the child. And the child just came in. And then one, I don't know, Mr. teacher. Say James that wasn't part of the note I've made. The English was, so I'm telling you, it wasn't easy for me. Me decaying, me guasa, me and me gua, Charles de gua, me gua. Only she was. I was the biggest. I will cane. Me gua krabako. Me count. 18. I'm telling you. And then they were supposed to. The parents were supposed to come. And then one madam took the fall for me. Where madam Bibi? She was leaving the school, and she said that she's the one that killed the child. The child said it's a right. The madam said it's a right. Hey, everybody. Jai. And then one day I left a small recording in the house because after 𝐉𝐞𝐬𝐿 𝐂𝐚 harvesting, no, I said the guy on the names started to sign. I said, you know, even though salary minimum is 60 studios, 50 studio, a bar, almost no double. Salary no almost half. I'm saying to half. Hey, divide between school. By the time they will give you the half, nobody can borrow. I mean, walk off borrow and walk off free duane. Mascatella ni bread. Thankfully, I have another people you can verify. When you get to go there, when you get to TI Ahmadiyya, there's a woman that sells fruit. Before you get to the Ahmadiyya gate, there's a woman that sells fruit there. When you go to her, ask her about her bride, and they mention Mascatella. She will tell you a lot of story. How do I me free bread and Mascatella? Now, me free bread na me discard kraba me diama abrante and say at least akpalani and the annual akpalani krobara. I'm telling you. Well, he was an error man, so but I'm akpalani krumana. I mean, me kra me sua enti up to now minim ya pa. So nti na sometime na afono me na makoto, but I've given him some money. He started becoming very kind of as a nibu fubisa, and then the end of the whole thing is one day I left a recorder when I was leaving for school. Me free fie jano, me free kiosk no mu jano, and then me ja recorder too. Then when I came, I played it. Atem kwa masa. You see, you do atema. No what you say. You know, the lady wasn't really like a sister. It's like a family sister. Atem de jai. Kwasampania busuafo. Oh, atem de. And then ohiani obuafu okwayim. Ni freni obuafu okwayim. Misi me buafu. Satana makoma no so de. Me buafu. Mapake me niema. Yeah, bro. Mapake me niema o. If you raso am kokko ni be no. I don't know so kokko no rubber de no. I won't add, I won't subtract. I'm telling you. Me cast some of them, but back in the mirror and feed that if you kokko ni be. Prince will remember it. And Prince was my student. Prince Afrenyo, you know him, right? You know Prince. Thank you. You can verify from him. Prince Afrenyo was my student. I'm a children there with divine. So pay attention. You better Prince is here. And my packet me near my sister say, bright old quay. Me bofu. Timmy Nima terms. In fact, by the command say James headmaster name and it's here. And also me nyabu tre. Oh, and yes she on the bekasa. Atemna no ding. Moba pa mo bra. O mami a mo bra. Oh, I know ding. And me bofu me quay. This is our real story here. This is a true story I'm telling you. Me bofu me quay. Some of you were in Oba here, but you didn't know me. Me quay. Sister Franca, there she knew me. Those days we came not church no home. Hey, ready now go pon. Now me catch all the member honum. Me nyandru ho. And now me catch me free fie. Me fight divine to me continue divine school no more kakra. Na me free teachers. My dream is me free other teachers. Oh, guy. Me throw be a many baby akochoke because me do a crown me tis a man for a page and coso. Nanka lead me in France and I'm a freeway. Man friend, na continent divine through school. Omo floor on the back na metoso. And I'm a bag see my name. And I began to call me friend teacher bia. Where I was in the Mamiaba, where I was in the gay, where I was where I was in the host. Oh Jai. And I'm moving from work and I'm to Yamba Krami. Saturday, it was a Saturday. Me bag you cramming, and I'm a bar Methodist school. Saturday no munyansi crammy. I'm better now omo foundations now omo anim hayadi ya baby omo de ya sorry sisiano. Na honey foundation me omo too. And I sat there with the bag in front of me. Now about 5:30, 6 p.m. I was say and the higher na meda. See me pia bag in say edimiti torso, and I lie down like this, and I heard say bright. I said bright. It was my student. The student, one of the stubborn students in the school, who doesn't respect anybody. I mean, he had problem with all the teachers. Say bright. Pay me to prince. Say bright now I am so. I said, I say he knew the whole thing. I said, whom bag no, who sent a metro, he knew the whole thing. And recently he came to the office. I'm telling you, I told him that for him, he is more than a brother to me. I will never forget that guy. Never. Unless I don't get there. And even though I have not gotten there, I know what I'm talking about. I will never forget that guy. He just told me, before I even tell you my full story, he said we should go. I was like, who knew student in Kotana? You are a teacher. What choice do I have? And I followed him. I went back to China. My castle over dying. Castle over dying. I followed him. We came then we was a kiosk. Kiosk, no, and your kiosk, a drinking spot. Those of you who remember, there was a drinking spot, baby, a Diano, Diabina, man, Fortunasono, park in Incheho. And Nim said there was a drinking spot there. Nipana and any Diano, no way, or a Methodist, somewhere, oh man, be. Now, Prince drinking spot here. Also, Nipapa drinking spot. And then the Eko Ramu. And I say, sport in India. Tinami can you, and rainy hosa, sport in India, oh, sport in India. Or wire extension or the dia board at creative. How do I explain it? Structure, drinking spot, and on what creative small extension do ho. And on the student mattress are too. And the priest they me call here. And me run or J back in the town on the dear so. Man say bright, oh say bright, no, man abontinsa, and I'm can say oh. Bondon, a friend teacher no Bondon 𝐺𝐬𝐿. And I was forget it. That teacher na for you know. Or no, I was stubborn student that I or fuck it yourself. Then yeah, hey, already. Make Jerry an opako school. Make Jerry one here fa. Almost so much if you go say. I want a bumper. Let's say a bathroom. Yeah, if you never be me show us Sani ayani egu sa ono. Kiosk no bathroom nimti opposite na ye uncompleted. Nti e go wura ope we dey aso. Enye sekan yo, we dey aso wo say. Na wan egu. Na wakata. That became my new reality. Ye neza na ho na say adware. Ugina uncompleted na do support you. Na wanya nsuo dey adware. And it became my new reality. Sometimes to leave there to go to school difficult, but well, I had to do it. I kept going to school from there. So make the whole detail what I went through. Obi a mini scam me di Prince Afenyo enso de ne yafunu beto me so. Nti ona se mudu bra kofi amumisa no. Omo ton fruit, ma me ton fruit. Musa ne say bright, mascatella, bread. Obeka story a kire wo. Na Prince no me maba numre no aka kire me say me de me fa to so ne weather no Na I say me ko free bread na. But tell her 2. Na bread man kesiye. You di bread nisa, you dia. There was a time we cooked yam around 1:30 to 2 a.m. We cooked yam. Yam na mbeng ya starting way because that time na bisu me my free bra kofi my free ne man sa mintimi nko biem. My free sa mintimi nya den engo free biem. Enti komo die bayre ne papa abam pese ni tibi da ho no ene yesensen ye. Amachi be 1 to 2. There be a many princes she asema ye kan no. Now all these things that were happening didn't make me to go back. Because you see, I had seen some people in this town. I had seen the people, and I felt like it will happen. I just felt like it will happen. All these things I felt, there was no Christ with me. And I kept going through it. One day I entered into St. James' office, the headmaster of Good Avenue School. Good Avenue School. Divine Victory School. When I entered, I saw a picture there. The picture was a man of God called Reverend Isuranaba. I began to laugh at the picture. I looked at his eyes. The eyes were so funny to me. I began to laugh. I was laughing. And then St. James was like, do you know the person? Who is that? And I was laughing. Mr. That's also he's a man of God. I said, forget that one. A man of what? I laugh. And then I think he began to talk to me about God, church, and all that. And I'm a Pentecost church, Abuba Central. The choir and I started about trumpet. Now within that time, now St. James has invited me for a church program. Church program. In fact, because me church in the friendship. My dream part me the bank what they are sorry because he practically there was a program that was going on that weekend. That whole week, charismatic evangelistic ministry. Man called Saturday. Saturday. The whole thing, let me just summarize it for you. Now, I became born again. I began to go to church. I began to have dreams. I was preaching, praying for people. I told Enoch, that one the Bible did. I told Enoch, I told James. They were like, God is calling you. Remember that time na me bo in Accra here. Some of you don't know that. Na me bo. There was and accommodation. I always said there's a drinking spot at Cemetery Junction. The woman, when you go there, ask her that what does she know about her bride? She will tell you a story. And then Famous, those of you who know Compassion. Famous. When you meet Famous, ask him what happened between joint honor. Many Prince. Prince was a nigger in Accra here. But no name said meno me you marrying son ameba. I went to Famous Mamiwa with Prince. Mr. Rumina didn't never vie. Oh yeah, in Sabufu, Prince Bure. No, the Prince a gangster. Oh Bure, nam jina any. So it's either I was influencing Prince to become a more bad boy teacher or send student. You can imagine. Then from nowhere, Prince came last week to my office and was like, hey, Prof, 𝐤𝐴𝐬𝐬, what kind of, I said, what kind of day I came to the house? And I told him that God has called me. Come now. He came last week to remind me. I said, hey, what kind of yeah. I'm telling you, it wasn't easy. My name is Mr. Fair. How many of you know Mr. Fair? Oh, Mr. Fair. Now, Obopa. Auba Hanua Gidi. Oboya Toga Teman and Maso Pie. You I didn't know me at that time. Hey, my name is Fair called Patricia Mano Mame. Ho, in terms of Mukobisano. Now, we say, okay, I look very young. No, Nim Quasiadia Maya went. Ye, we know when Chino we know. When China free bow, be in so called honey free bar. Yes, she win a yan Quasia win or Mosha Hano. near she correct we. Correct one. I mean, almost green. Yes, she correct we. Now, maybe school I'm a senior high school when she met senior high school. Oh, jump now. We depo. Ain't you know? Maybe they don't call, but Shamana ya call. I'm quite a McCoy. I don't know a teacher or divine. So only more, not the McCoy. But Shamana was in class 2 or class 3 or something like that. No, class 3. But Shamana, McCoy and mammy no the only and no me Gwen and me G we try a one and Miss Opha Yam Sheno. Now boys be omu cherry into me Jimmy Chad because that's not my Jerry no. And hold them in touch, but me cham mom is a million crankra. Me cherry mawa, Obaka says great. I mean, Opa was so empty that. Me tried it didn't tight one with the mom. Miss Official him the other bride, Miss Fio. Yan Trasso, now you're no near no. Miss the wife and never finding free by the shaman. I was very young. Miss Offa was like 7, I'm more 18, I'm more 19. Miss Offa was like would be over 30 years old. When you and what your experience, how no one say? You are Karanya more. Ye Peja and the wife and the taxi be found in the coffee, not in Mambe Junction. You know him that way? Oh, no call Mambe. No more good coffee. So I was a lot of things. So Prince knew. So from nowhere, when I went for that program, after me so that when you know, me forgetting that me this James actually one Saturday. That was anointing service. And the long story short, something happened to me. The man of God didn't have to come and touch me. The next question say there was an oil in a bowl. Now me, man, for GD but me saw them more and be a member because me share man 20 jeans necessary because member power Pentecost order so not Pentecost no. I mean when Chino not Pentecost na yako. Not my first. That was my first time entering charismatic. Me round me say ready. Me this James my member. I say them so share two. One female, as a man transi, and he had transi now. I was off on the bed now. That's why when you come to my office, you see Reverend Isunabe's picture there. He was the first man of God to lay hands on me, or to pray for me, or to prophesy about my ministry. Yeah, the first man of God. And I went there. Oh, me and I say oil be there was a oil in there, some plate. I call round. We be having inside there. Oh, don't say tuma. Now they are two a pem. So, say James was here. I was here. Now I hear some jana my man for bompaye. Minim ni America. Make a day. Media Mr. Donna, Trona. Now he was now. Jai. Oh, Jai. I said, make a janya, make a Jai. I mean, it was nice. I was like, and the lighting. I mean, because you see, when she Central Pentecost, I mean, a half a crown, ribbons, normally design. I know you knew all the old Pentecost, ribbon, red, blue, now. I'm in a church in a me who platform now. Hey, a horse soon, I'm lighting, no, I'm sure ushers, no, I'm sure puppets, no, I'm sure jeans, no. Mrs. James, hi, sorry, I'm so bad, sorry, bad day. I'm here, I tell you what happened to me that day. So I placed my hand there. The next thing I remember was I was asleep. And when I opened my eyes, I saw something red. And when I look around, it looks like I was in front of the church. Go for me to form one. I tell me no. I'm just also almost of my message. One page and obey that was and yes, anointing. That's all very on. Sorry, me that me page be the same maniaca. Now me very idea. Me says I need carrying a small church. You need pay me there. Sorry, then you need my pay more. Maka from her. It was an experience, and I was like, me that sorry. Then something miraculous happened. So James was there. So what happened was, I felt an usher, and okay, and no page. But before that happened, there was a video of the whole service. I've lost it anyway. There was a video of the whole service. The man of God was like, from, and they don't want to do it. And the Holy Ghost, I arrest you. I didn't understand the word arrest at that time. I didn't understand it. I didn't know that it was going to be like that. And I know that somebody did such a motor page now, and I began to direct me to my seat. And I said, James, I bomb my shoulder like this. You are now a man. Or 3 years from that place. You could now call per car, in your car, or Jiraquan was 3 years. Hey! Dear now to me. I said, there's a video there, don't worry. Cassette or that time, no munya point, sorry, you have a CD for that. Hey! Now, the shocking part is there was no usher. No usher. I got the video and I watched it later. There was no usher that lifted me up. But I knew so well that an usher, and my eyes were closed all the way to my seat. And there was no usher. So I knew that something has happened. I knew with no doubt, I knew that, okay, in the day I'm supposed to am pa. Then, remember, my name is Ofe. Marine said they preach divine that. Make catch them. Every teacher must preach. Until one time, Mr. Ofe, my amigo, or the be free, I buy a favor and me try. Some to me preach here. Yeah, oh, divine. And after the encounter, no, now it's a cycle, now I'll do me subium. And I'm Mr. Mayor rehearsals and ne. Say ready. And me for Good News Bible. Let me be John chapter 12 verse 14. Nia ujidi nia waye no beti maye na me kaise ma hwe prophet TV Joshua videos ma hwe aso for TV so me say ene say yam pass wa frɛ me a me pese den I want something to happen. And I'm the Bible. You say yam abiem say from a class to the worship room divine. E kura me say ya me duru wana me pagya me za say yam pass wa from obi anto form. Near me here no me say that be say near my friend me because as of for normal photo form ain't also be anto form divine jai and then me page mensa na me read the scripture no man preach you me read the scripture no hallelujah. Amen. Come and see. Hey, me ye me say no _𝐸 _𝐸𝐻 me say me say here ready just the money jibe what you say and told me to me say me chan boxer. You can't imagine it. I don't know, it was an ecstatic feeling. I was like, hey, to myself, I didn't know. Oh jai, that was the time. There is a lady. They said one of my students, no more. Most of them from 𝐶𝐫 Church. We see a boss for church. One from 𝐶𝐫 Church. Oh, if I could Lydia Yabua. Hey, Abrante. Now, hey, so you knew me, eh? You knew me, Lydia Yabua squad. Oh, Jai. Now, dear fire from us, and so said, you should. The way come. I'm saying, ready. I have something. I have something with you. Many are Jimmy. Have me some free. My pity. No matter go me say, yay. I fed the school of progress. No matter the day coso. No we not teachers now. Hey, ready. Then I coso. Me de makumo me nyina ase. Me osofo. Osofo. Jai. It has been non-stop from that time up to today. Non-stop. Like it was like a newfound love. Discovery of purpose. Me brana na me nim say na nkwasi ade ma nya awurade wan hu ana. There were times I questioned. I would ask James, enti nkwasi ade nya me ne ho bo no so. How? I'm telling you, this was serious. From divine. No, Mr. Me ba Methodist. Just say, me dey say the school so. Me ba Methodist school mo honom worship. Oh jai, neni namu. Hey, me so boa. Hey Jani. Afa me wie me come back to my school. Na me say parents be ba. Issue asi. They say akra ba ko so e ba before. Ay, masanya is o. I say ya ban me say ma ya ban me school mo be worship you. Hey, nene me tisi Anglican. Hanom, Jai, BC for no. Oh, Jai. I can't my son means a Holy Ghost. I tell Gomoso. And then send me home video back home. One day, Mebo. Ade, now Hobiana. Oh, you used to hear them screaming in the Nehemiah. And I'm a cheese and not carry me home. And yes, young Conqua, young Nam schools, she say, yeah, Jimmy, the genius are not by farm. It has been like that. And then you see, as I began, then wisdom began to come. You see, the fear of God is the beginning of what? Then I began to consider my life. The reason why I went to university was because I wanted to be able to have access to more students. Echo senior high schools, other schools that they don't allow us. And I wanted to be a teacher because of the ministry. I told Enoch, how? Because most of the government schools were not allowing us. And I'm like, then I'll go to school. Resulting in F. Where they go to school? The long and short, I started to register for Novdek. Me, I'm still in Novdek that me register here. The fear was real. St. James to me for me register here. Me call Medina, close to where they write it. Honor St. James the fear wo. Nti me ne koda ho. Oh, anopo wanyane me say bright. Eye na mo twa English o. Ora, me say dey. Me so wa. Enko. Me koda na mo confident. The chicken. Confident no ko. Mancho, bitia register mancho. But within that season, the BBC, I got admission from Concord Business College without applying. If I want to tell you some of the mysterious that has happened in my life, and funny enough, the good news is St. James is aware because he was so close at that time. St. James Avadi. I got admission from an institution that I never applied. Do you know how crazy that is? And they called me that I've get admission. I went to their website, Christian Village. There used to be a school there called Concord Business College. Make all your inquiries. How do you get my number? Almost my admission letter is here. So I should. And I went to their website. I read that before you even go through admission, you have to submit your result. You have to. He said I should pass by. And I called St. James that won't go jam me. Because me and I'm in the call. We went, they gave us admission letter. We called the man, the dean or whatever. He said, yeah, my details are all here. So how? And I thought that was the school. But later, with prayer, the Lord said, I'm only telling you that me still go university. I will take you to university. Who is going to pay university fees? No, nobody. My dad was done with senior. Even senior school, but I say to the glory of God that 2011, I had confidence to go and write entrance exams for Cape Coast University for educational course, psychology and financial education. And I did it. And shockingly, I got in. Admission fee was a money I've never seen in my life at that time. A Muslim that I was teaching in my classes paid almost 80% of that fee for me. I mean, I want to share you with my testimony. That was how the whole thing then Cape Coast started. I moved from Abogba because Bible school too came into the picture. We had to go to Bible school and we had to stop. All the certificates I was working with at Divine Victory School, they were all created by me. Hey, why did you know? Why? And as I answered there, all the certificates, Jai, 1 year in Accra, I had the UPS certificate. Yeah. Mechanic. Now the secretaries, do you think they will give me good salary without? Yeah. But I had a talent, so I was good. It was at Bible school that I was with Pastor James, then Joyce Meyer. We had teaching from, we had white people who and even the Bible school was scholarship. Because make scholarship, full scholarship. Many Pastor James scholarship. We met this man at Medina, and he asked us, "Are you men of God?" He said, "Yeah, we are in ministry." He said, "Do you want to go to Bible school?" We said, "Yes." We were in the class with people that were paying in dollars, and we had free. I mean, it's everything. You see, everything of my life started, but yet, even in those days, I was stealing from one container. I moved from Prince Hall, and I'm betting a container no more. The container belonged to Mr. Ofe. Mr. Ofe has gone to take loan to open Tete number Kai or the BA we printing a honum. And then he told me that member Buano, because I knew I had a gift. My name is brother, we had this gift with IT. So it was like, fine. So he will come. 80 I was there. I'm typing here, mama. But Mr. Ofe wasn't paying me. At least me that honum. The container didn't have ceiling. It was roofed, but there's no ceiling. So you can imagine. There was a space here, there was a space here. So the time Ghana was playing football with, I'm going back and forth like that. Ghana was playing with America. It was 2010. And now I say, yes. Me kaipa. Man koda container num. And because na malaria achime. Me desa container num. Na mosquito ababe do mosquito coil. I'm telling you. It's serious oh. Obeso coil adebech na adum. Na hu nyina hyehyew. I told Mr. Ofe, onye ceiling wo at least ebeboa one fee. So that day I was sick. I went to watch the match with Prince because now that I'm my free Prince ho, but we were still friends. We still talk. So me call Prince Okoda and I did change. Me say uncle divine through school PTA meeting. Me pon be ye wi anumre na me ba container ho no. Me drew up an Amaria. There was a woman there called Amaria. Minister, I saw what they are. She's still there. I'll go and look for her. You people, you should take me to her, okay? I'm going to say, teacher, you're not from teacher. Me drew up a teacher. Baby, you contain any answer now. And upon sorry, you know, there is a ladder. Ladder picture actually contain an unchain. Let's say the obvious thing is across Friday. Maybe a container no jai monitor no call. Oh, maybe never call. Mr. Ofe, Shemanim didn't catch them, Mr. Mintia. Yeah, my body. Saturday, salary is a music 3 months or 4 months in the bit. Yeah, and I paid. And I'm a dear buffo. Mr. Saturday, anointing a bar. Oh, if you saw to me, be I make casting no. Until I will be okay, cast, and who's our in ministry. Make casting, Miss Saturday, brother, you. Mr. Ofe, when I left that container, back to Prince. Me read that sample wame. Me go back to Prince. Me call yepe. Me try me move say Mr. Ofe I go find brother. Koko no. I go find brother Koko be better na no man no type man. You remember? Oh brother Koko be on type man. Me who say hey. Wo bo ma bo nya me say container we. Enye da. Enye. Ampani ampa. They closed it down. They turned it to coastal. After a while, Mr. Ofe had to leave the town because loan or GN on Timintia. But I paid whatever he was asking me to pay. So I learned. The reason why you don't see me cursing is because I've learned a lot of lessons. And I've grown from that. I use my mouth to bless than to curse. Do you understand? Because right now, if I can take it back, I would have taken it back. But that is too late. And God gave me clear instructions. Your movie here, because after Bible school, remember, Bible school must send me fake certificate in one lecture, one woman, integrity. By the time she finished teaching us, why na minimum baby of fire? Because go to me say, oh certificate now what is why did you know? Destroy everything. Saturday we admission to university. Remember that. I'm not made Juma. I know I'm made private schools. Because private schools no nya do work investigation. Be as a me drew fear na say James. Saturday abe ma moving from Zacchaeus after Bible aba we kukubo. Na say James me team and I'm team ni nyina mu. We did team no and Fedef school complex started. Mr. James was teaching a child. The father was also on cars. Also, no man on cars. Mr. Jiko, the fear was down. He said, "So free." not down on Mr. Chiku or Scapa. Also, on dealing cars. And as Jim Catcher said, no, he should rather open school. That was what took us to Abokobi. We got to Abokobi and we started building the school. I kind of was Mr. James, one headmaster. I rather interviewed people. Think about the lesson here. After destroying all the fake certificates, asking how I'm going to get chance to teach again. The next job, I was the one interviewing teachers. And the salary, I was moved from 60 CD to 200 Ghana CD. And that was the biggest salary of my life. And it was good. It was really nice. And 2 weeks there, or 3 weeks, I think, okay, after the school started, we started a church. We woke up one day, I had a dream of starting a church. So James had a dream, starting a Bible school. I had service 1 year, crack on. So James too had a dream of opening a church. Then that day, on Opana, you designing a story. Christ Revival Ministry. That was the first name of the church. Yeah, I still have the designs there. We used to publish and the design here, and the Microsoft Word. Yeah, we design the logo no. Yeah, Christ Revival Ministry, CRM. Yeah, CRM. 1 week after, ne tako karepa, ye shek kare charismatic evangelistic ministry, see sem depa, and ye share young Christ Exploit Ministry, sem. So yeah, we took inspiration from Kare, yeah, because a horn and a taiko pop, neko prayers pa, yeah, and by the grace of God, then I can't say best starting fellowship, no. One Sunday you were over, let us walk about near Kotana, Bokobi, but near Co school no honor, near I mean, we were trying to talk to parents around. One day, and upper Sunday, your honor Yima, you know Yima, I don't know Yima no Yame, on a day, no Kamasins no honor. I know a friend and say, go for be about say oh mobile sorry. Mobile sorry saying. Sorry by the whole school. And then offer and opana a packy and yama and have your first Sunday service. Christ Exploit Ministry. No fellowship. I will never forget. Yeah, we had our first Sunday service. I feel why? Yeah, that's the lessons of ministry. Because there are mistakes, we can say. And then eventually, my other pastor was like, we should collapse the church. At that time, that was from 2012. Imagine church, 2000.